Well, let's speak now to Chief Executive of the charity SKT Welfare, Asif Hussain. Great to see you, as always, on The Breakfast Show. So what have you made, Asif, of what we've been seeing in the seas around Gaza?
So this morning, I've seen some videos, the last images that were broadcast from the ship itself, where the Israeli commanders have boarded the ship itself and as I'd ordered all the 12 activists to throw their mobile phones into the sea. So since then, communication has been lost. We're unaware of what's going on. But one of the MEPs had sent out a message prior to that saying that we're most likely going to be boarded and taken to the port of Ashdod, so that we believe that the ship will be escorted to the port of Ashdod, where I think all the activists will be arrested. This ship, this flotilla, is more than just more than just aid, but it's more of symbolism and standing with the Palestinians. I think these 12 protesters have done something more than maybe any government has done, and they've actually stood and actually physically gone there, placed their lives in danger, and then actually tried to do something and tried to break this drastic blockade where, millions of people, 2 million people plus, are dying of starvation. They've actually done something more than I guess all of us have done.
Yeah. Asif, did you think it was a good idea? Because some people say, like you say, it was symbolic efforts, and whether they actually translate to real change on the ground and the suffering of people that you talk about.
We all knew it was never going to get to Gaza. It was all about symbolism. And I think that's important right now, when people are having to queue up, desperate people, starving, children, the elderly, women are having to queue up and being shot at. And so many, we've seen over 100 people being killed in food queues. We've never seen that before in Gaza. When UNRWA were there, they were there distributing the food aid. They understood how to do this. They understood the local demographics, but they also understood the population. They knew where food had to go. We haven't seen this before. I don't think we've seen this anywhere in history, where, a few food parcels are let in, and again, a sign of symbolism that we're trying to do something when really it's not. People are starving. What's really needed is that we need to focus more attention on this. And this is what the ship and the flotilla Freedom Flotilla was trying to do with Greta there. I think it was important to show that we care and we are trying to do something, and to show to the desperate people of Gaza, women and children. Over 20,000 children, unfortunately, have lost their lives. On the ship, we had prosthetic limbs for children, which are not allowed in. No food aid, no medical aid is allowed into Gaza, and it hasn't been for over 3 months now. What we've seen from the pictures is maybe a few thousand food parcels a day, with millions of people trying to get access to them. The food aid isn't enough, and so this was needed. They knew the risks. They understood that their lives potentially could be at risk, but they've made it clear. They've broadcasted their location, which people can follow online. They've broadcasted videos and pictures, so it's very, very clear what they were doing, where they were, what their location was, to make sure that they don't actually put themselves in harm's way. So the Israelis are aware that this is being broadcast all over, and the symbolism does matter. We've got to show that we stand with the people of Gaza in this time of need.
Just lastly, just to wrap, were you broadly in support then of what Greta and the other activists were doing?
Yes, as an organisation, we support. There were humanitarians. They were there, not with arms, like I said, with prosthetic limbs, with food aid, although not a lot, but still the symbolism does matter. And there were people on the shores of Gaza waiting. Palestinians were waiting to welcome the ship to see if it actually got through. And what we're doing now, and I think they've achieved their objective largely, is to keep our focus on Gaza, to put pressure on our governments, not just Israeli governments, but our governments who are, I'm sad to say, have been paying lip service to this for many, many years, but not really taking any action. So it's important, and we're talking about it today, and that matters, and that's important to show the people of Gaza that we are with them.
OK, really great to get your take on this story, Asif Hussain, CEO of SKT Welfare.